Hello, good evening, you guys. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. This is High Priestess Jamila. All right, I am here to speak about why the narcissistic sociopath tells you to commit suicide. Why do they do that? I've been in deep cover studying the narcs, especially the last couple of years and kind of how they work. I do have a really uncanny ability to read people's minds. Um, but then also I am an empath. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to get into the chat. Welcome. If you guys are new here, make sure that y'all subscribe. And if you're dealing with a narcissist, you guys are free to contact me. Um, right, let me grab tea lights. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to mute for a second. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I'm back. Hold on a second. Okay, y'all. So I'm back. I wanted to talk to you guys about the discarding phase and how dark it can be during the discard, and what to do or why or what's happening when the narcissistic sociopath tells you to commit suicide. What I have noticed about them um, is that they, in general, they're very apathetic. Even when they are pretending to care about somebody, they actually don't. Narcissistic people don't care about anybody. They don't. They can front like they do, which is why it's very important to emotionally detach from them. Um, but in reality, they don't care about anybody. They only pretend to care about other people because they know that they are mistreating you and they want to make you feel like crap. Okay. Um, and so what is happening? First of all, I do believe that narcissistic people are possessed by the devil. Okay. I do. I feel that they are very demonic. I feel that they are very, very evil people. Um, it's very difficult, the cycles that you go through with them, because, first of all, they absolutely despise people with the ability to love. They hate empaths. They do, and all empaths don't have the ability to love. Um, to be an empath is just simply a person that can feel what other people are feeling. But if you're a loving soul, they resent you for it because at some point they stop caring about life in general. And usually, usually they will go to those lengths of telling you that you should kill yourself because they've had some kind of narcissistic injury. Okay. And narcissistic injury is when you don't even have to be doing anything to them. You don't. You can just be having a good day. You can just be in a cheerful mood and, just kind of living life, feeling very positive, and they can't have that. No, no, no. They got to bring you down. They got to bring you down. They got to make you feel like crap. They have to do something to you. Most people that deal with narcissists, they just stop caring about how they feel. They just kind of disconnect from them because you know that this person is not going to be there for you emotionally. I mean, even when they are there for people emotionally, they don't care. They don't. And they're usually very, very pessimistic people. Narcissistic people are usually just very, very pessimistic. You know what? Pessimistic is a weak word for it. They are just evil. Is basically what it is that they're just evil. Um, and they will say anything that they think will bother you. And the reason why they say evil things to you is because they want you to be hurt because they don't care. Um, so they love bomb. Um, and it gets worse. The cycling gets worse. They'll be holding you and spooning you one night, and then you can do something, I guess, to slight them, which again, slighting a narcissist is simply having a victory. For example, I got attacked. I got narcissistically attacked by a narc after I put up that video the other day. Um, you would think that human rationale would tell them, like, hey, this lady has a family to feed. She has children to take care of. And so why do you have a problem, with her making money? Why do you have an issue with that? Because they just don't think like normal human beings. They don't. And you have to be you have to be strong when you're dealing with a narcissist. Okay. First of all, if you're with a narcissist, it's probably the best thing to do to leave them. But typically with narcs, there's usually some kind of entanglement. Either it's an entanglement with another narc that could be a family member or it could be a friend. And so narcissistic people just sort of talk to each other that way. They do. It's especially when they are having some kind of issue. They just typically they just kind of say anything. They do. Now, they say, because I was doing research on it, that people with NPD actually have a higher incidence of suicide. Um, within themselves. So in that moment that they are telling you that, it's usually because they want to commit suicide. But they don't, but it's no reason. Like, there's absolutely no reason in this world that a person should want to commit suicide unless you are, working for NASA and you take a trip into outer space and you end up shipwrecked and you're floating in outer space, and they typically give you something to kill yourself real quick. because once you're out there in outer space, you're not coming back. Like, you're just not. You're going to float around and go off into oblivion, which probably would be very scary to the human mind. And then, there's no reason for anybody to want to kill themselves. Like, there's not a good enough reason. Like, there's always a better choice that they can make or that you can make. But in that moment, they want to commit suicide for the dumbest reasons. Like, for example, they can't just let you live your life. They can't, it's just like, I cannot do this. I can't do this. And it's so weird. It's so devastating running into a person like this that is suffering so much, because they are suffering. However, I do feel that it is important for you to understand that at that moment, they are projecting everything that they're saying to you. They are projecting. Now, there are other sorts of mental illnesses, such as bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder. And a person can have like all three of those, and then also schizophrenia. They can have all of those things at the same time. But narcissists are very unique because they tend to not care. People that are bipolar people actually give a damn about other people. You can be bipolar and care about people. Like, for example, if you're bipolar and you may be depressed, and you may say that to somebody, but a bipolar person is going to come back and say, oh my God, I am so sorry that I said that to you. A narcissist is not going to do that. They're not. They just like, I don't give a damn about you. You did something to me, and you did it to me, and you were trying to embarrass me. You were trying to do harm to me. And so now you must die. Like, these people are really, really severe. I do believe that narcissistic people do have the capability to kill you for no reason. Like, oh, you spilled a glass of milk on my carpet and you must die. Like, this is just what it is. Okay. Um, Hold on, guys. My son just came in the room. I got to stop talking about this for a second while he's in here. Okay, I'm back. Why is this thing blinking like that? That's so weird. Wow. Um, they will try to make you depressed on purpose. They're doing it on purpose because they're depressed. They're jealous of everybody too. If somebody is doing something, like, for example, when I start to travel, which will not be until next year. When I start traveling and doing my ghost investigations and stuff like that, just me traveling would be enough for them to flip out. Like, I'm talking about it, with no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take any reason. And um they just don't appreciate shit. They don't appreciate nobody. You can be somebody that did a lot for them, and they still just like, well, you were the one that was stupid enough to do that for me. So your kindness is always seen as a weakness to these people. They flourish in hate, in negativity, literally. I've never seen StreamYard do this. Like, it's blinking almost. Like, it's very strange. I don't know what that's about. Hold on, y'all, be right back. Okay, let me see if it looks like it stopped. They're too demonic to just apologize. They are. They're too demonic to do that. Would I suggest apologizing to a narc? Like if you've done something to them, possibly because it rids yourself of the karma of that negativity. That's just like I was thinking about apologizing to somebody that is terribly evil. This chick is very, very evil. But I thought about apologizing just to free myself of their negativity because they never do anything just for the pleasure of it. Every move that they make, they're doing it because they want to bother somebody. Like it's very annoying. And you know what? I want to say this. This is very important. Please stop judging people. Please stop judging the narcs' targets. Stop. That's unfair. And these people make it very difficult to get away from them. I mean, they will hunt you down. They will almost stalk you. They will stalk you to get your attention so that they can, do and say very evil things to you. Like they literally want to destroy your mind, body, and spirit. They want to destroy your life. For example, everybody knows how much I love my home. Well, my narcissist told me, oh, your house is not good enough. Oh, it's dusty. Oh, it's ugly. Oh, if I were you, if I was in your position, I would just kill myself. Yeah, and you don't take them seriously. Like you honestly have to learn to just not take a damn thing that that they say seriously. But you know what? I believe that they are looking for people that are weak-minded enough because that's going to make them feel powerful. If you kill yourself and you give up on life, that's just going to make them feel more powerful. It is. And it don't last long because then they're on to the next person that they want to destroy. If a narcissist knows, if they know that you're not emotionally giving a damn about what they're talking about, and if you get smart with them, then they have no use for you anymore. If you're begging them and saying, oh, please, please, please don't do this. I'm sorry for whatever I did. Then they may not be as cruel. They want you to kiss their butts, is basically what they want you to do. People need to stop judging people that are dealing with narcissists because some people grew up with narcissistic parents. Some people grew up with a narcissistic family. So a person that was raised by a narcissist is going to be very empathic, very loving, very forgiving. They're going to be very understanding. And they're going to be the type of person that is going to apologize a lot because, they typically just want to make people happy. Okay. They just want to fix it. They just want to, you know what I'm saying? They just want to make somebody's day brighter. Especially if you grew up, in a narcissistic environment and, having to completely bow down to this, this horribly evil parent or brother or sister, uncle, aunt, grandparent, that's just survival. I do think that people that grew up that way, um, they need to step out of that mode because at that point, you shouldn't be doing that. Like you should let the narcissist know, hey, listen, you need some help. Now, keep in mind that there are narcissistic people that seek therapy. They do. All of them are not just disconnected to or evil. Like you can be narcissistic but not be evil. If you're a narc and you're evil, like your end game is to get somebody to hurt themselves or Some of them are doing it because they want you to get so upset and pissed and disappointed that they want you to attempt to hurt them so that they can have a reason to shoot you. These people have fantasies of killing people sometimes. You know, they're pretty screwed up. They are. You think that you could possibly change them, and they can't. I believe that narcissistic people can change. If you go and look it up on YouTube, there are a lot of videos of narcissists that want to change, or either they are going through transformations and changes. Um, yeah, you don't even have to be doing anything. And the thing of it is that, you know, when you look at the narc abuse versus the empath paradigm, um, typically a person, after being drilled and done harm to and constantly trying to show this person the light, people are going to lose their patience. However, the narcissist, like literally, they have no human understanding. It's like they don't, you know, it's like they don't want to understand, you know, why you reacted to them the way that you did. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. They're fighting for power over you, is what it is. And it's extremely unsettling because they hover over you. They're constantly watching. They're constantly having meetings with other narcs and, you know, say this and do this, and this is what we're going to do, and this is our plan. And these people don't really live real lives. You know, honestly, I can honestly say that in some instances, depending on the person that they are attacking, if they are attacking a child or a person that may not have the mental capacity to deal with them, I feel sorry for the person that they are attacking. I don't feel sorry for the narc because they're taking advantage of somebody. But when you are somebody that is of sound mind, body, and spirit, you know, for me, I take pity upon them big time because they just don't live real lives. I mean, nothing is real with them. And when you get yourself involved with them, it's almost like it just like this is not real. Like, yeah, this like no, this ain't life. You know, and they're like, oh yeah, it is. You know, I hate you and I want you to die. And yeah. And it's usually over something incredibly stupid. It's you know, so I deserve to die because I made a mistake. Like that's a bit extreme, but that's how these people are. I truly believe that narcissistic people can change. But I believe that the only way they can change is if they have something tragic happen. It's got to be some kind of deep tragedy. You know what I'm saying? You know, either a death in their family or, you know, um, I think that a drastic change would also be where, you know, they cut ties with the other narcissist. Kali Ma is real good for that because narcissistic people, they sort of feed off of each other's hatred. They absolutely hate the world, though. They hate a lot of things. In fact, everything that they hate, they love to participate in. Everything that they hate, if it's something that they love, see, love is a weakness to them. So you just, if you're dealing with one like that, please don't allow them to make you feel isolated. Please don't allow them to make you feel, um, don't allow them to make you feel like they're the only people in the world. Like they want you to believe that everybody in the world feels this way about you and nobody likes you. It's almost like dealing with a grown child. It is, you know what I'm saying? And they are dealing with some kind of trauma. They usually are, which is why a lot of people just tend to keep calm when they're dealing with them. It's really important to keep calm. If you lose it and you start mirroring them, this is what makes it worse. But I do believe in, you know, uh, at some point breaking away and getting out of the situation at some point, because especially if the narcissist refuses to get any kind of help or therapy, they need therapy is what they need. And once you've dealt with them, you possibly could use some therapy. I can tell you that there are a lot of different frequencies. I can tell you one that helped me out a whole lot. It was so much evil to the point where, like a week ago, I started listening to brain healing frequencies because it's almost like you're getting brain damage. And I believe that they do have some level of brain damage. I do. I feel like it's some kind of brain damage. And after you deal with them for so long, you start to figure out, okay, how am I going to survive this situation? What am I going to do? And they want you to believe that everybody in the world is narcissistic, but everybody in the world is not narcissistic. They're not. For example, if I know that somebody had some successes and some victories, I'm going to congratulate them. I'll be like, hey, pop your collars, you know what I'm saying? And they're just like, and even though they may know that you're going through something tough, they'll still lay it on you. They're plotting, and I think that they are very dangerous people. I will tell you, they're very dangerous people. And so now the covert narc, okay, the covert narc is going to be very subtle about it. Okay, like for example, they're not going to tell you to kill yourself, but they're going to try their damnedest to make you want to commit suicide. Those are kind of the worst ones, because they tend to they try to program these triggers in you. And what I found out is that the triggers that they try to program in you, really ain't a trigger. For me, the triggers was, white women, or it's like, but that doesn't necessarily trigger me. Um, certain people don't trigger me, but I think that, if you're dealing with a narcissistic stalker, then yeah, they can trigger you, but not in that kind of way to where it's going to make you jump off of a freaking bridge. You know what I'm saying? It's not in that kind of way. And you know what? Don't ever allow them to make you think that you're narcissistic, because to be honest with you, the things that they're angry about really don't even exist. They want to believe it so that they can justify their behavior. You know what I'm saying? They want to believe that you've done something to them so that they can justify how they're treating you. When in reality, narcissistic people, what they do is they pick out one person to abuse. That's also another area of the abuse, is where they will treat everybody else fair except for you. And I think that this comes from them being raised. I think it comes from them being raised by a narcissistic parent that probably shows favoritism to like a sibling or something, which can be very devastating to the mind. It really can. And it's messed people up. It has, being raised to feel as though sitting there seeing, you're being treated like, or they're being treated like, you know, um, just the thing, or what do they call that? There's a book out called The Boy Called It. They're treating you like, they're being treated like it. They have to sit on the floor. They have to, eat hot dogs or something like that while everybody else eats steaks. And, and just being treated that way can create a lot of deep anger. Okay. And just seeing other people get treated with love. When in reality, a narcissistic parent that does that doesn't love any of their children. They don't. They don't love any of them. They don't have the capability of loving them. If they actually love them, they wouldn't be doing that. They wouldn't allow their children to grow up in that environment if they actually love them. You know what I'm saying? I do feel as though these days, and probably for a very long time, I mean, I can't say that this paradigm just happened, but I think especially if you open your third eye and you are tapped in, um, it's energetically, it's the negative energy that they may be sending to you. And so I think that the main aspect of it is walking away from that narcissist. Just walk away from them, leave them be. Um, don't call them. You probably should, in fact, just cut all ties with them. Honestly, you want to cut the cord from them. Um, because they will try to destroy your peace of mind. And it's really sad when you see somebody that loves a narcissist because they just want them to change because they love them. And so each and every time you forgive the narc, each and every time you forgive them and take them back, you better believe that they're going to take you through a fast cycle of abuse. And it can start off, maybe once a week, they'll do something. And then you'll find that it's every day. I'm sorry, you'll find that it's every 3 days. And then you'll find that it's every other day. Now, y'all know that I believe that mental illnesses and what led to a mental illness, I believe that it is demonic. It's something that's very demonic. Um, and so they always think that, when you're doing anything because they feel guilty, because, they know that they know how they're treating you. They know what they've been doing. And so they're very defensive in their actions. They're very defensive. It's just like it's a trip. And so even when you're apart from these types of people, because they never actually let go, they're always plotting and thinking and, thinking about what their next plot is going to be, because they want to either try to, you know, uh, I guess either make, and you know what, they do a very good job of turning the world or trying to turn a lot of people against you, which is the purpose of them, trying to ruin your reputation, making up lies about you. body shaming you, and stuff like that. And so I'd say don't. Just at some point, my suggestion would be to stop playing their narcissistic game with them and just move on with your life. Don't pay any attention to them, especially if you used to date a narcissist. You sort of form this codependency on the drama, and you may feel compelled to watch them in social media. I wouldn't. I would completely, after a while, it's like, okay, wait a minute. This is very, very, you know, devaluing. And, they just try to make you feel almost, it is very dehumanizing, is what I can tell you. It's very, very dehumanizing, the things that they do. Um, Typically, narcissistic people are cheaters, so they assume that you're cheating when it's them that's doing it. That comes very often with narcissistic partners. Yes, they will go out there and literally cheat and catch all kinds of diseases, because they've grown so apathetic to where they just don't care. I mean, narcissistic people will go and make themselves sick just to get back at you, especially if they think that you care about them. They'll go, oh, I'm going to do something to get her or get him. I'm going to go and do something incredibly stupid, and to risk myself because I know that this person cares about me, and that that's the main game, is to hurt you. um it does hurt when you care about a narcissist, because you're thinking, wow, how could you be so terrible like that? It does. It's a very eerie, creepy feeling, when they're, raging against you, hating on you, begrudging you all the time, Now, I believe that therapy works for them, but I think that they also need spiritual work. Um, just them going and seeing a therapist is not going to do it. It's not. It's not going to do it for you. So, or do it for them. They need to be exorcised. They are demonically possessed. And, I felt possessed before, but, if I care about somebody, I'm not going to say those types of things to them. Um, they hold on to things that happened months and months and even years ago. And I think that at that point, when they are lowering your frequencies and your vibrations to that capacity, then you just have to say, okay, this person is not going to let this go. And it's very dangerous for my well being, period, to even, talk to this person anymore. And that's when you truly start to heal from what the narcissist has done. And I'd say to pray for them, because they're going to need it. They're going to need it really bad. They're going to need prayer. They're going to need, they're going to need a great deal of help. They are. They need help. And they're constantly projecting onto you. They're constantly starting these dramas with you and then projecting. And then, the next thing you know, it's all your fault. And then when you tell them, well, hey, you were the one that originally laid down this seed of destruction between me and you. Oh, don't go there with me. They just want you to take responsibility for how they're feeling, even though they are not justified in how they feel. That's just like if you have a narcissistic ex and you try to move on and move beyond them, you know, and, and you're thinking, well, I'm not even with you. And so what are we arguing for here? What's the gag? This is delicious. So all you can do is stay strong. I can tell you that narcissistic people, they target witches and healers and empaths as well as psychics, you know, but especially witches. Witches make the perfect target for them because they think I don't have to feel guilty for what I'm doing to you because you're a witch and you're evil anyway. Well, we all know that all witches are not inherently evil to their core. So, um, I think I just about covered it. Once you actually break free of them, end it for good with them, pray for it to be over. And you probably want to, if it's a narcissist that you know is going to try to come back into your life, you have to let them know, no, you have to go and get some therapy. Rarely do they do that because they're in very, very deep denial. They'll try to say that you're just like them because you reacted angrily. Don't fall for that either. Don't fall for that either. Trust me, it's them. It's them. Like I said, I got attacked the other day just because I put up a video. You know, nothing that you do is good enough. Well, it's not good enough. And they usually end up being gang stalkers because it's like they're the hunter and you're the prey. So that's why they enjoy gang stalking, because it's almost like they're hunting their prey. If you're in a romantic relationship with a narcissist and they say things to you like kill yourself or, disparaging, vibratory, low frequency stuff to you, probably a good idea to walk away and never go back. Okay? You're not going to change within a matter of a week, or 2 weeks, or even a month. Okay? Try not to be so sensitive to the things that they say to you. And don't believe any of their lies. Because, They will lie. They'll just say something, you know, just to mess with you. And it's typically a lie. They're huge liars. They are. And they attack unprovoked. You don't even have to be provoking them. They're just attacking. Um, a lot of times it's guilt, but they learn how to deal with that. They should feel guilty for the things that they're doing to you. They should, but they can't necessarily express how guilty they're feeling because they do feel guilty. They feel guilt. But typically they react they either react very violently or either abusive. When you try to guilt trip a narc, they usually react by being more abusive. Okay, it's almost like a challenge to them. Okay. Um, that's pretty much it. If you are a narcissist, I think that you should get an exorcism. Okay. I think that you should clear yourself, cleanse yourself, forgive yourself, ask for forgiveness from others. And I think it's time for narcissistic people to change their ways. That's what I think. Okay. So if you are a narcissist, I don't even mind working with you. You need to get you some help. No, you're just going around the world just hurting innocent people. And when that person gets angry at you, I was watching that movie Twister today with Helen Hunt, and there's a song on there, if I mistreat you, girl, show me no harm. That's like I'm like, okay. But yeah. So they just, they think that you should just take their abuse and lay down and take it, especially if you have a male narcissist. They think that they are entitled to abuse you, which really what they're doing is they're taking something out on you. Typically, narcissistic people were either abused as children or they were sort of spoiled rotten to the point where, they were never taught boundaries. They were never taught empathy, which, I think that empathy, a lot of people are born empaths, but I think that empathy does have to it does have to be taught in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It does to some people. Some people need to be taught. And just forgive yourself. If you're normally a kind-hearted person and a narc has driven you to, behave like them, forgive yourself and know yourself. Okay, because they always want to make you look like the bad guy, when in reality you were just defending yourself. But don't put yourself in a position where you have to defend yourself. Just steer clear of them. Stay away from them as far as possible. Okay. No communication. Don't see them. In fact, a lot of people just walk away from the narcissist for good. Just a very good idea. Okay. And you can heal yourself even if they don't apologize. You can still heal yourself. Okay. All right. Nobody's chatting. So I said what I was going to say. And that's it. Over and out.